Hi guys, how you doing? Billy here, Sunday evening. Now we're going to show you recoil strike number 2 for stickboxing curriculum here. Remember the first one was downward V, okay? Inside, outside, outside, inside, okay? Receive from a jab, right? And you could do it high or low. It's basically a downward diagonal. Number 2 is a horizontal recoil. Inside, outside, outside, inside. But of course you're going to throw the jab first. Outside, inside. Okay? So it's a horizontal line, right? So instead of being a downward V, it's just going to come across, right? And obviously the third one is upside down V, or uppercuts. But today's number 2. All right? So, of course we're going to use the dummy. So what you're going to practice doing in the beginning, practice high line. So you jab outside, inside, jab inside, outside, and just practice on the head of the dummy. Okay, so here, there, here, there, there. Okay, remember, everything's coming in and out. We're not swinging. All right? And then variations of this. For instance, I like to work the outside lines first. So basically, you're going to jab. Okay, you go outside to the hand and inside to the hand. Okay? So you come here, here, here. And remember the Tony Chin thing we talked about with the jab. You can't reach it unless you do that, right? So it's here. When you go for the face, they're going to do something. They're going to react somehow. Usually they'll raise their hand, and that puts it in line for the horizontal strike. So you come here, hit, hit. And then if you want to, you go to the inside first, too. But it's going to depend on what's open, whether you're facing a right-hander or a left-hander. Most likely to be a right-hander, not always going to be a left-hander too, especially if they switch sticks. But that's what you're looking for. But the idea is you're practicing on horizontal strike. So when you come out here like this, you're going to recoil back to the center line. Don't bring it real tight back to your body. You can whack yourself in the head. You come here, you let it float here, just like when you're standing in your normal ready position, okay? And you can't reach. So you're going to go to Tony Chin first. So you're going to come here, strike, strike. Here, strike, strike. So here. Okay? And have a nice grip on your stick, not too tight, not too loose. Okay? And remember, it's a lot like the punching. All right? Now, you do the same pattern. Go inside or outside. Now, you practice going to the knee after the hand. Go to the hand to the knee, okay? Remember, these are all 3B. I was always taught to throw, you know, for boxing coaches have had that practice in threes. You know, threes just very good. Doubles are fine, singles are fine too. But threes seem to just work out well. It just seems to work out that way. And then when you're putting stuff together, you're basically throwing in 2s and 3s anyway. That's basically the way it works out. And then you always have a chance to come back to center line, right? Not leaving everything open, all right? But that's just food for thought, and every coach is a little bit different. But I like 3s. That kind of work out well. All right? So now, for instance, you go high line, here, here. All right? So you see the idea? You go to the outside line, you go to the inside line. So high line, and if you miss, fine. Right? The idea is to come close, and when you have a target and you're trying to be fast, you want to try to relax and want to use your peripheral vision. Don't stare at the target you want to hit. Use your peripheral vision so you can see openings. That's the idea. When we're practicing on a dummy, we're trying to hit specifics, right? But if you stare at it, 9 times out of 10 you'll miss it. But if you use your peripheral vision when you're aiming for it, you can do really well. You know, so it's a lot like driving a car, like I've said before. That's what you want to get used to doing. And why is this so important? Because when you are having to use this stuff and you need to read what's going on, you can spot the openings better. All right? So for instance, if I jab at you, how do I know if I'm going to go horizontal outside, horizontal inside? or the V or the uppercut. I have to see what's open, so I'm creating an opening. This is something to keep in mind. Don't just practice random combinations for the hell of it. You understand what it is you're trying to do with it. You're trying to draw an opening. That's one of the uses for the jab in boxing. It's the most underestimated tool, the most underused tool, the most misunderstood tool. Well, the same thing with stick boxing, okay? You're firing your stick out there to create an opening. If you hit them in the process, great. But a lot of times it's to draw some sort of a response. So you can see what the response patterns are, and you can see where they're leaving the hole. But you're keeping yourself safe because you're using range to throw your jab. Okay? All right. So a quick review. Remember, number 1 was downward, V. Okay? Number 2 is horizontal. All right? So on the dummy, again, here you can go inside and outside. Here, outside, inside. So it's here. Okay? You can practice when you go to the hand. Boom. Okay? When you're doing these things, try to let your stick float where you need it to go. Don't recoil it too tight. All right? Don't leave it out too stiff. And practice popping. Remember, with these recoil strikes, it's basically just like throwing a jab. We can always add the full strikes. That's the thing to remember. Right now, it's strictly recoil work. So you're learning how to use your stick like a jab. Okay? All right. That's what I wanted to share with you. This is number 2, stick boxing, number 2 recoil basic. All right? Now, you can phone me at 818-987-1760 if you have any questions. Email me at billyboston@gmail.com. Okay? Next time I'm back, I'll show you number 3. All right? Thank you. Have a good weekend.